Good morning, everyone. Sitting next to the wood stove this morning, just waiting for this snowstorm to finally end here in Vermont. Winter has finally returned to to Vermont in January, which of course it was always going to. Anyhow, so there's the knife that I have to show everybody today. Nothing too much out of the ordinary. Oh, I did want to show that new USA stamp right there. Okay, American flag. That's a new addition to my shop here this year. Anyway, got to show that. I like it. So this knife is right there. Alrighty, yeah, a little bit. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, this one is got a kind of a nice curve to that bolster, and it's not brass; it's steel. All right. Uh, I don't know. I've had this in my head for a while here now. I wanted to make a knife with a steel bolster on it, which I have lots of people waiting on knives for in various different ways and configurations. But this one has that fancy curve to it. Okay, it's not fancy. It's I don't know. It looks good like that. Okay, and it's got that drop down point right here, and it just fits the hand right. I have other bolsters that I put on my knives, square ones and somewhat contoured, and of course usually they're brass. Okay, uh, the chef knives have square steel bolsters most of the time, but this one just wanted to be a little bit different, and only one finger groove. Okay, now this I made. If you look back on one of my videos from last week, I believe it was, I showed the small wheel attachment that I just got hooked up on my 2x72 belt grinder. Okay, extremely versatile, huge addition to my shop here that I've been wanting to. I've had it for a little while, but I just haven't had time to hook it up onto my machine. Took a little bit of time, you know. Things are never quite. You just don't bolt it on there. Things have to be adapted. So I got that going, and and as I say, that's made a tremendous difference. That's a 1 inch radius on the inside here, and I've been able to all different size grits that I can use on my normal grinding. I can now use on smaller radiuses, right down to the finishing and the polishing. Okay, so and again, that's just that one groove I decided to put on this one. Feels good in the hand. Oh, by the way, this one is spoken for. So by the time you folks see this video, this knife is beyond its way to the owner. But anyway, I just wanted to shoot a video of it, and again, that's in my gunstock tiger maple. That's a really awesome wood. It's just that's the favorite one here. But everybody loves it. I have quite a few other variations, obviously, from my site. Now, this one right here also has a finger choil right there in there. Okay, um, you can choke up on it. You got to be careful, of course, because it's not a huge knife, and I didn't make a huge choil there either. But you can choke up on it to do fine detail work. And this one also has the false edge, the swedge they call it. Okay, it just makes it look good. Doesn't serve any purpose, but it just looks good. So anyhow, oh, one other thing about those bolsters. Now, being steel, okay, this one is cut and slotted to fit right into the onto the blade, and you probably can't see it in the video, but there's two pins in that too to attach it. It's extremely rugged construction. You know, the epoxy, the pins, everything is peened and pounded down, and it just makes. I like making heavy duty knives anyway. It doesn't hurt to overbuild things, not in my opinion. If it's going to last for generations, you're not doing anything wrong. So it's just the way I do things. Anyway, the difference between a brass bolster and a steel one in the fabricating process of it is that it takes considerably longer with a steel one to adapt it and fit it to a blade. I do the same process like I normally do with a brass one. It's cut undersized, and then it's filed by hand to shape to fit over that blade. Now with brass being softer and everything, it doesn't take quite as much time to to fit that. But with steel, you've got a lot of hand filing going on. So anyway, this one took a little bit more. Consequently, it was a more expensive knife, and I don't know. It's something about that old looking steel part. Now this will age, and you know, of course, I acid etched my blades, but I did that to the bolster also, just to make it look older. Anyhow, so that's about it for that knife. And thanks again, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate all the activity we've had. Lots of good comments um, on my channel here. I try to get back to everybody as quick as I can. There's been a lot of questions asked, so I'm working through all those, and I've got a lot more videos coming. Of course, I say that every time, and I do. I try to put out a short, at least one of those little short videos. They're only a minute long or less, and that's about all the time I have in the day to make something. Long form videos like this, they're important, but I don't always have the time to do that. So the biggest question I get is, how can I get one of your knives? And again, all the information is here on my channel. It's also on my website. All the connections and the links are there. Best thing to do is either join my wait list, ask for the knife that you'd like to have, or call me at the shop, email too, and we can discuss it. And now, again, if you look on my website, I have a very long backlog of work. So please be patient. I do the best I can. It's just myself here. I do everything, including the video and the editing and all the stuff that goes along with it. So please, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And for those out there waiting on their knives, I am working on your knives. I'm doing the best I can to get everybody their orders out and make new knives available for people. It's usually only maybe once a month now, if that even, for the wait list. And that'll notify you of any knives that upcoming that are available by email. Okay, so thanks again. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you in the next ones. Thanks again.